On the seventh day, God created the right man and said, "Go forth with your full head of hair, my son." So, church on a Sunday.
And welcome back to Any Given Monday on a Sunday. Freddie, how's things, mate?
Good, mate. Good week.
Is Dane alive?
He got back to me before. He said that he has to go and have dinner at his missus's parents' house for the first time, so he's got to meet them. Buckets wasn't very pleased about that.
Great excuse.
Yeah. And
what Dane's really done is gone to Wynnum Juniors to drink with them because he went with the West boys and it was a bit sombre last night. So he's probably now at Wynnum celebrating. I've been on board the whole time. God bless you, boys.
But he was asleep all day. Because I was sending him texts. I was going, "Are you doing it tonight? You doing it tonight? Doing it tonight?" And then didn't get anything until about an hour ago. And he said, "Yeah, he goes, my missus just woke me up. She's off me because I didn't come home last night, and he was probably cheating on her. But and then and he said, now I've got to go out to Sanford for the to meet the parents."
Right, you mean Sanford as in 10 minutes from where we're sitting at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Where you could have done both.
And I do think he celebrated with the boys, so the parents might be like, why is Dano sitting there and his jaws at the front of the other side of the table?
Yeah, probably a better option coming here, really.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. You'd call a sickie on that one, call an audible.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How's your week, right, man?
Yeah, no. Just worked and then went to footy on the weekend.
And we got Bucks on
good result.
A big buck, yeah. Good result for Wynnum. Watched a bit. I went Friday night. I went to Storm game. Took my daughter and a little friend, and one of my mates came. Ticketek network crashes 45 minutes before the kickoff, but we got there just like I timed it so we'd get there and just be able to get in, sit down. I had to park up the road, park my car, dropped off my mate and the girls. By the time I come back, he said, "Mate, I can't download those tickets you sent me." And I said, "What's going on here?" I got there, I jumped out of the car, come down, couldn't get anything. And then people were lining up. They only had 2 windows open at Ticketek. After about 10 minutes of it, they decided just to let everybody in.
Oh, really?
We get in there, and so we got in about 10 minutes, roughly, 10 minutes in the game. Just as Pappenhausen scored, we got to our seats right in front of that. Then 10 minutes later, Ticketek emailed me my 4 tickets. Then, with 20 minutes to go in the game, they put over the loudspeaker, "Can we make sure everybody's sitting in their proper allocated seats?" You fucking idiots. No one, they just opened the gates. There's probably dude just walking past who'd run in and sat down.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was it looked like it was going to be fucked. And when we were in the line, I was thinking, we're going to have to go somewhere to watch this. Hope we can get there by half time at least. But no, it turned out all right. And then the Storm had done a demolition on them.
Yeah, fucking demolition. Well, Bucks, the reason we're trying to get you on this week because we're hoping that me and Righty would be gloating a bit on this one after the VRL Grand Final.
Yeah,
but
I got a lot of Wynnum mates. I've seen a lot of good photos they're putting up. One of my mates, he's on the staff, Jason Harris, and we saw each other walking in. And I went, "Harrow," and he goes, "Oh, Righty, how are you?" And he goes, that awkward moment. He goes, "Enjoy the day, mate." I said, "Yeah, mate, we'll catch up for a beer later." And we nodded. No one wanted to say good luck. And then I was seeing photos with him and the boys and his missus and his daughters, and you're just thinking, fuck, that looks unreal.
Did Bucks, do you have a lot of mates in that team still?
Not too many. There's a few boys. Maxie Elliott. To be honest, I'm trying to remember. Like Boothie, the halfback.
Yeah. You didn't play much Reggie's there. You just played Carl?
Half a season there.
Yeah.
With them in back 17, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I played with a few of them. Oh, Corey Davis, the front rower. There was a couple of them still there. So I left, and then they won 3 straight. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
real good for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, got sacked by South. They won it the next year.
Yeah.
Left Wynnum, and they won 3 straight. So
mate.
Yeah. Good luck, Chuck.
When you were there, were you prelims or anything, or?
Yeah. Oh, we'd made it to the finals, but I think we lost maybe to Wests. I think it was maybe.
Okay.
I think it was West we lost at home against them.
Yep.
At Wynnum, yeah. The game before the grand final, and yeah, we got absolutely done. I remember blowing up at the ref after the game. Thought it was my last game ever. Game of serve.
So you just you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm never playing again. Yeah. He's recording me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we got done. Pretty much 2 minutes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a short kick off, got it, and scored under the posts, and he knocked it on. Like he's gone up for the short kick. It's hit his hand, projected forwards. We've left it. He's dived on it. Ref's gone play on, and we're just like,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that's the last time I played there.
Sometimes it's not meant to be.
And
yeah.
then from and then Wynnum, and then you just straight back to Cabo, yeah, and just
straight
playing
back
with the mates again at Cabo.
Yeah, playing with them.
And so you were saying this week was you finished up with your juniors that you were coaching?
Yeah,
or?
coaching the 16s this
Yeah.
week. It's been a rough year for them and myself, but I loved it nonetheless. But they went from a grand final last year to last this year. So
Yeah.
it's just quite a drop.
Well, it's good your coaching righty usually touches them. So
Well, this is the bloke. Yeah. The bloke who actually coaches females, yet hates female sport, belittles them, talks about how shit, what a joke it is. Like when blokes talk about the WNBA and, the joke, that's him. And his actual representative coach, like his alter ego. You got to make up a different name for this show or something.
Yeah, but it's a joke, and I support women's sport, but I just know not a lot of people are watching it. So, but yeah. So right then, how did you break that game down anyway?
The West one?
Yeah.
Just the old adage, they'd played the grand final the week before. Wynnum were primed. They had a gun side. And full credit to them. All their big guns killed it. Like Bateman, Matt Milson, the fullback, was slaying it. He got man of the match, plus he got player of the comp.
Well, he had spiders on him. Fucking yes.
Those kick returns and, just starting it off, and the forwards knew they were on top. Every time they attack, West just shit that worked from last week wasn't happening this week. A lot of soft turnovers. They had some problems on the edges, like defensively. Just wasn't going to be. And when they kick a field goal when you're up 34-6, that really is more demoralising too.
Yeah, the guy with the broken foot as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Boothie.
Yeah.
You get a broken foot. I haven't been following it, so
Yeah.
we just come back.
It was Booth, wasn't it? With I
think it was, yeah.
Yeah, because I watched it live stream.
Yeah.
So I was driving back from the sunny coast. I was meant to stay the night and I was driving back, and I got to like the gateway, go gateway or go straight through to fucking Brizzy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck it, I'll go straight to Bishop Park. What's it called now?
Pythian
Park.
Yeah,
Why did they
Park.
change that? Just sponsorship.
Sponsorship things,
Yeah.
same as like
And
East isn't called.
did they level it out? Did they like level the field out a bit or something?
I don't know what they've done to it. They haven't fixed up the hill there that we're on.
But I was like, oh fuck it, I'll go straight there and I'll catch the last bit of the second half.
Yeah.
And they came out and they scored. Wynnum scored very quickly, and I just stayed. I didn't go. I went home. I did watch the rest of it, but I was always hoping for that little bit of a fucking, because in BRL fucking comebacks can happen like that. But
Wynnum did it last year. They were gone and then scored 2 in the last 5 minutes or something.
And Wynnum did the same in the Reggie's grand final. Like they came back, like Valley's all over them, and then they come back and led by 6, and Valley scored, had a kick to send it into Golden Point and missed.
Yeah. But how funny is it, like, the whole year I kind of thought everyone was talking about Valleys, obviously Scotty Prince and that. Everyone was just fucking riding Valley's dick. And then it gets, and I don't know about you, Bucks, but I wasn't following BRL too much. But so when the commentators for the live stream, which I think they do a fucking awesome job.
Yeah.
Like
He's the old ABC fella, isn't he? He used to do the ABC commentary.
Oh, yeah. John Devine.
Yeah.
No. The guy used to be the commentator when it was on the ABC, when the Q Cup used to be on the ABC, that fella.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Like, I've never.
There's like a Digbin or a Diggin.
He was like
or
the
something.
lead commentator for ABC.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah, when they had the rights and it was 2 o'clock.
So he does it.
Yeah, but like I was telling maybe Fats last night that when like our first year was it was Channel 9.
Yeah.
I was like, that live stream had just as many camera angles than the fucking Channel 9 did when they first got Queensland Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, and like when they do Panther TV and they set it up on the balcony at Mitchie, it looks mint.
No, he's on Panther TV, sorry.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
get
I'm
him.
talking
Yeah,
about.
because they pay that guy to come in. Yeah.
Sorry,
But anyway, before the game, the commentators were all, they're like, we got West in this, we got West. And I was like, fuck. I was thinking that last week was the grand final then, and then this Wynnum just like limped in, and West were going to do them. That's
Well, they did limp in. Like they struggled last week. They lost 2 blokes from that game against Carina, yet still were up enough to unleash that fucking punishment they put on West yesterday. Full crack to them, full crack to the club. Like everyone was right to go. Win another 2 premierships in the club.
Yeah, just one of those things. They came out West didn't from the start.
Yeah, and West fought their way back in, but they were still lucky to only be 10-0.
Yeah.
Then at 10-6, they could have locked it up and they fucked it. And then straight from the second half, there was a couple of bad fucking drops, turnovers, forced a drop out, and you could see the body language. Blokes didn't look like they wanted to defend for their life.
Because Downey had a chance at the end of the first half or just after after half time where a kick went down.
I think just after half time.
And he chased it and they just hit it down on him in time. Yeah,
they were building pressure, and then after that, Wynnum went down and scored not long after.
Yeah.
They were right on top, and they scored another one within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that's when it was all...
On the live stream, mate, you noticed, for West, you noticed Downey, Foysa, and Butters.
Yeah.
If those 3 weren't there yesterday, I think the scoreline gets ridiculous.
They'd run a lot of... they were trying to tire Butters out. He was a lot of their spot sets and targets. So, because after the destruction he did to Valleys the week before.
I was thinking about it today, Butters obviously a great player, but he's sort of getting to the back end of his career. So, yes, he's a cup player, but he's at the back end of it where you've got... Because I was thinking about the players for Wynnum that played in that game, that acute cup players like Max Elliott. Like, if you played with him week in and week out and watched him, he's actually unreal. Like, he's an unreal middle forward. And then you got that Junior Pager, the centre. He had a killer season last year, played in grand finals. So, 2 people that played in a Q Cup grand final the year before, dropping back for a whole season playing BRL. Like, they're obviously going to know where to step up in a grand final when they lost one.
Yeah, you're used to playing high pressure football, and like the comparison of the intensity levels compared to what they faced against Burleigh 12 months before is not going to be the same. It's just speed of the game's not going to be the same. And with the motivation with young Cronin and that with his death, just being so tight with all those boys, like. That's the thing. Everything rides you, and when you're tough or you get on front, you get on that roll, and you're on top. You're not going to let it slip because you're feeling good. Where with West, you know what I mean. Your motivation's off a little. All of a sudden, you're making plenty of errors, and you're starting to second guess yourself. They're getting better, and you're dropping down, and unfortunately, that happens.
Yeah, but fucking. It was, I don't know. Like you were saying, on the stream, it kind of looked like there was a fucking decent crowd out there, but. It wasn't as good as you thought?
I thought more just for it's 2 traditional clubs in Wynnum and West, and it's the highest level you can play now but under the NRL at the moment in Queensland and Brisbane.
They should just, if they wanted a fucking sellout, just do it at Wynnum.
Yeah.
Get West to go over to Wynnum. I know it's you wouldn't do it at home ground, but that would just fucking, the Canberra would have been going nuts.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. There were plenty of people scattered, but towards the end, when you always know like how big the crowd is by how many people are still standing after the game.
Yeah.
And, it was filtering out. And the Leagues Club at North wasn't packed. People were either heading back to the Wynnum people.
And they ran out of alcohol, righty?
Yeah, they did. I can't understand that. And I made the suggestion. I said, if only there was, say, a Leagues Club nearby. Oh, right, like that one. Perhaps, I go, doesn't it have a cellar where you store piss? Yeah, well, we haven't sent anybody to get near.
They ran out.
Yeah, so they had to wait till they'd sent someone over.
They said the boys on the hill were drinking Pims. That's because that was the last thing left. Yeah,
I wonder why they left early.
Yeah, but they weren't running out of piss in the Leagues Club.
No.
Yeah, I was wondering why. There's 5 pubs within a 10-minute drive, so it wouldn't have been hard to have got, even if the Leagues Club was running out of booze, wouldn't have been hard to have got someone to jump in the old ute and go up and get a bunch of slabs, especially when there was plenty of people drinking there.
Yeah. I'll just get some fucking Coke down there. Don't even need the
Why
shit.
not? Yeah.
I went down to West Mitchie after when they were rocking in after the game.
How was the vibe?
It was exactly what you think. Yeah. Like, no one it was kind of like everyone was kind of waiting around to be like, oh, can we kind of celebrate the year now? I talked to Butters and he, he's such a positive dude, and he was pretty much like, Freedy, mate, I've had this feeling so many times. I'm kind of used to it. Yeah,
that sucks.
but and then they started getting. I was only down there for like an hour or two, and I smoked bomb before I got fucking dragged into.
There'd be, when it's like that, there's some blokes that'll get loose,
Yeah.
and some blokes will get to a point and go, oh, fuck this, I'll save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to.
But it's
I
like
saw that they'd, on some of the snappies and that, by 4 o'clock in the Arvo, they were at the rooftop bar at Everton Park.
oh yeah.
So they'd stop the craziness and just dressing a little normally to go there. And there were other patrons in this joint too, so
Yeah.
it wasn't super loose.
Well,
really.
I drove past West Mitchie at about 6:30 this morning, and bro, no, they were all still in the fucking clothes that like they had been charging the whole time.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh, should I go in and say? I was like, nah, you go in and say hi. They're like, yeah, fucking doing this, do that, take that, shove this up your ass, like. But yeah, so yeah, they definitely would have partied hard. But it was, they got a. Even you lose, you still got to fucking celebrate the year. And especially this year, fucking COVID and all that bullshit, leaving and then coming back. And
Grand finals are a pretty special effort.
and
And they lost, as Wynnum would have too. A lot of blokes don't come back after the pre-season. You're ready to rumble. And then certain blokes after the stoppage go, yeah, no, I'm not coming back. I'll wait a year. And West had that.
And it's probably a BRL season that we're not going to see those like top 4 kind of quality teams, are we?
Yeah, no. Some of the players that are playing there aren't going to play there for. Some of the players are in their prime, and they've come back to play BRL.
That's it. Like you're talking, what do you think? Like a lot of the teams, they would have the addition of 4 to 5 cup players in. Or?
A fair few teams.
Yeah, there would have been some that are massively stacked. Some of those comps like that, Gold Coast comp, that would have benefited massively. Like Hamo was down there and he won it at Runaway Bay and got man of yesterday. And there was some other guys. Yeah, there was some other blokes running around in that.
Any given Monday alumni.
Yeah,
Hamo.
yeah. Don't worry, I've shared him. Except making the video. They had a QRL site of his interview.
Is this Guy Hamilton?
Yeah.
I seen the write-up. I was working down the Gold Coast in a hospital, and then I flipped open the paper and seen a big article about the 3 boys from the Sunny Coast lost the grand final. And
oh yeah,
so that's pretty good for
a
them.
bit of redemption.
yeah,
and things like Mrs. Godson Hayden O'Hara was playing BRL at South last year. He had a run down there. Another lad I know, Lamalio Lavave, he was captain at the Tweed. He was having a run at Southport, I think, with some of his mates and things like that. So all of a sudden, you're going to be playing against some different quality blokes. Even in the Open Ones comp, like playing Northside, Southside, and there were some blokes that went back and played with their mates instead of trying to play like reserve grade or something like that. And Michael Purcell from Ipswich, he lives on the north side, didn't have a car. One of his good mates was a brother, so he went and played with them and got player of the comp, things like that. So you're playing against some pretty decent quality, and it's a bit of a wake up for blokes who see how good you actually are. Can you hold your own, or are you just good in your little area? Like, how many blokes have you ever heard? Oh, I reckon he could have made it. He could have made it. And I'm going, yeah, he's a good player, but I don't know if he could have made it.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon if you had got him in there, yeah, but he's good at what we do here at the moment. Or he might be good like running around for, say, Warwick or something. But could you handle being in the top 25, training as much as they do, going through the whole fucking rigmarole, doing it as a job, where some blokes don't want to do that? Yeah. Shannon Gallant used to play at West Tigers and up at the Cows. He was saying, like, I got him on Facebook, and he was saying that once, like when the NRL rookie show came out, and he said it's not a lifestyle for everyone. It wasn't for me. I was, you know what I mean. He played quite a few games, but he wasn't a regular NRL player. But he said that it's not for everybody. And blokes were saying, oh yeah, but my mate did this, my mate did that, and he's had diabetes. It was arguing with him, and he said. Steve Renoff and Brett Stewart had diabetes. They didn't need to go on a TV show to make it, and things like that. It's not. I've heard so many dickheads say, "Oh, when I was 14, I was making these reps high." Yeah, but that's 14, mate. Things like that. Like,
no one's hit puberty yet, mate.
I had a good mate.
Except those couple that are just killing it, and then you're like, yeah, we'll just wait, we'll catch up. Yeah. I'm still waiting to hit puberty, but
no.
Good luck, mate.
One of our mates who was a few years younger than us, he was Australian under 15.
Younger than you, bro. Yeah. We're fucking young.
Younger than
You're
me.
old.
Yeah,
as
younger
shit.
than me and my mates. Yeah. And he went to North Sydney, but he was like Australian 15s with Adam Ritson, Tony Carroll. He was good mates with Tony Carroll and things like that. Like, so he used to get letters in the mail, like St. George or someone to be keen, they'd be keen. And at the time, if you had said, who do you think would make it out of blokes you know, you'd say, oh, well, he's fucking Queensland. He was Queensland and made an under 15 merit side, and he was one of the best, 17 players in the country at his age. As he got older, it got harder. Like, he was a good player, but not a standout because everyone gets bigger and stronger. Well, you got a name, and they go, right, Bucket, you're marking this bloke today. He was Australian. He was the Queensland centre last year, made Australia. Go, right, okay. Yeah. And you're concentrating on fucking shutting him down. Yeah, everyone got to be up for it. And then you'll have a solid game against him. Everyone's all of a sudden patting you on the back, and blokes start selecting and going, oh, who's that bloke? Everyone gets their foot in the door. Yeah. And it's just one of those things, like with footy. I like the fact that blokes had to play against harder opposition. It makes you better.
This season? Yeah, for sure.
It'd be good for him, like training with those guys as well, seeing where you have to, what level of intensity you sort of got to train with.
Look at the Roosters blokes. The effect Sonny Bill Williams will have on them going into the future, those young blokes, it's worth the money they paid now. And looking at how in awe everyone was of him, and they're thinking, he's one of the best. I want to be as good as I can. I've got to start doing some of the stuff he does. Yeah. And that to be that good. And how like the extras and blokes like shit like that where you've just got to give up certain things in life to fucking if you want to do it. If not, just be happy in your skin playing fucking cup at Wynnum or East or something like that, you know, and which is a great achievement. It's just that you're not playing on Friday nights.
Yeah. Do you reckon that it's because we only had the BRL, it's kind of shown that it's a good that we got away from the Fogs kind of style, like where BRL is that second division. It's like that Brisbane, I thought this year just highlighted that it was a great move to come back to that style of like where you got your Sunnybanks as well in there and shit like that, rather than just having a team that's a Reggie to a Queensland Cup side. This, if that was still Fogs, that wouldn't have happened this year.
It opened some doors. Like when Bean Lee were doing well, and they were meant to be with one of Wynnum's feeders this year. Like it opens up opportunities for a lot of dudes in that area, those blokes in those areas, to play higher level footy, where you might find someone who's a diamond in the rough, like who is real good, and was actually getting looked at, or was like on some sort of scholarship, but just decided not to, and then he realises, hey, I can play, and get an opportunity at somewhere like Wynnum, something like that, like playing good in those lower grades, getting noticed, or someone remembers your name and go, wasn't he with the Roosters or something like that?
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe today I was listening to the radio and they said Scotty Prince. I didn't realise he was 40.
He's looking good for 40.
I was like, fuck that guy right now.
He was there having a beer in the can bar.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty Prince. They had a thing today, the Valleys boys, I heard, like we're meeting up and we're
Did you tell him we were having buckets on the pod tonight?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. But the blokes I knew invited me to go back to their club. I go, yeah, me in this West shirt, that'd go down real well. Wouldn't cop any shit coming back to drink some fruit. Me mate's the coach of the BRL side. Yeah, Ryder, you want to come back and drink with us? I go, no, I'm just going to drink here. Well, and yeah, they had a big thing, so everyone waited till whoever finished and had theirs. We've tried that at Mitchie at years, but then some side will finish first.
Yeah, well, the A grade waited for BRL.
Yeah, which is rightly so.
It was only a week different, wasn't it?
Yeah, in that situation, it's a week. You can go out 2 weekends in a row if you want to.
Bucks at Wynnum, have the boys waited for you guys, or
no, they're always separate. Pretty sure, yeah.
What out of like all the clubs, what has been the most intense?
Probably Wynnum's.
Yeah. Do you just lock that place down, or do you go somewhere?
Yeah, it's pretty much. So what did we do? Yeah, we just went into Wynnum. They locked the gates up. No one can get in, out, kind of thing. And then it's there all night. And we got on a bus, crawled around Wynnum.
There's plenty of pubs to go to out that way too.
Heaps,
just
to be honest,
get in, get out.
Don't remember much. Like honestly, I'm Blackout Bucks. That's my nickname. Go on autopilot.
But it'd also be because everyone, the sculling thing, is it?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. And then after I've done one,
they're like, oh, fuck, that's
20 minutes later, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do another. And then, you're done. And that's, yeah.
You know when they won back-to-back, when Paul Green was there, my mate owned a real estate opposite the Manly, and he reckons on the Monday it was the first or the second one. He go, it was insane, mate. You could just hear it. He was like 3 doors up the road, and it was, you'd feel like you're almost in the beer garden. You could hear him that loud, like they were just ripping and tearing, and they'd be loving it. The Manly, it's
ripping and tearing.
We got done on a Saturday night one year, so we've gone straight. I think we were there, I think we were there. Yeah, we lost against. No, I think it was the year we versed East. I think it was a Saturday. We lost, and we've gone back to the clubhouse on a Saturday night, done all the piss up, woke up, done nudie runs in the morning.
Were you on it?
No.
Yeah, I know I was about 20 off it, but
and so we've had 1,000 each, and so the boys are up one end of the field doing sprints, and it's 8:30 on a Sunday morning, so there's locals in here getting breakfast at the Leagues Club. The big glass windows looking straight over the field, and they're tinted so that you can't see in.
yeah.
And they would have seen everything. And
Nice.
yeah, CEO's just like, boys, come on, just like.
Man, I was thinking about it, Bucks. You know how Moggy's thing was the how many cans over the Hornibrook?
Yeah.
It was 6 or something. He did like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could? Because I reckon we could do a cool video segment where we drive. We get you in the back seat. We just film the whole time driving over the Hornibrook.
Yeah.
I reckon you could get that.
I reckon I could get it, but
Yeah.
I don't want to see the video an hour later.
Yeah, I'd just bring it back up straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to pull over and chill for a bit somewhere.
And then we could get how many dicks you could suck while we drive home.
Why do you try and say this? My missus often points out how much you love penis, all right? And she said that you are like a bee's dick of joining the homosexual community, that you are, all in favour of being on board in every way.
Talking about penises, I saw...
No one was. You were.
Great segue for you.
I saw Fatz's for the first time last night.
Oh, the man's got a fair slodger on him, man.
Fuck.
He keeps it hidden.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw it, and I understand why they call it Fats now as well. Because, it was, the length was definitely impressive, but it's more the girth that was really hitting home. And I was just like, sweet. I just feel real bad about myself again. But,
losses all around for you yesterday, man.
It was a good time. It wasn't a good time for many.
No, except
But
for
yeah.
one.
Fats just wanted me to bring that up on the potty, I think. Just
Nice.
talk about his huge cock. But anyway, the two semis that we had, or the prelims.
It was good to see that one last night. It was close as I thought it would be. When they started getting banged up, it was a chance that they were going to go, they were in massive trouble. That 40-20 misses by about fucking 3 inches.
Yeah.
Like, he kicks that, at least gives them a chance. I don't know if they defend well, the Panthers. Like, he kept trying to set up that shape and throw that dummy, Reynolds, and they were just awake to it, everyone, and just had their assignment. Like, they did well to get to within 4, but it took a bit of luck, with that ball hitting the ground and Allen having to tow it through and dive on it to break it up. I don't know if they could have got the one to put him in front. It would have needed someone to have fumbled it, like a drop punt or something. Like, shit, man, there was nothing. They're going to be... Melbourne will contain them in the middle. Like, Melbourne's pack will be a lot better than South.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, there are... You got like, on that side there with Brinko Lee's side on the right, they'll probably go at that. But the way, look at how they worked over Kotrick on Friday night, and the Fox ultimate mismatch with pace. Like, Kotrick's a big, strong fuck, but he just couldn't turn around.
He's unreal at the moment, the Fox.
Oh, and he's just, if he had thrown the dummy, he would have scored. Like, he went in and they both turned in. And I was expecting him to throw the dummy. When I went and watched Freddie play for World Cup Nines a year ago today, that weekend, the Fox would get the ball, the whole place would just buzz. It wasn't a big crowd, but
and he was
light
50%. He was toying, he was playing with his food with us, and you knew it. But
like you're playing in the pool game. I'll go fast enough because we've got to play a heap of games here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste myself for.
But his even like when if he was running at 80%, his speed change. I was just like, what the fuck? Like this isn't
go from 50 to 80.
Human. Yeah, fucking crazy. All he's worried about was doing the try celebrate. As soon as he get the ball, he's like, yeah, I'll try celebrate after this one.
Already planned.
Yeah, yeah,
How was his tackle on Rapana?
yeah.
He's all right going defending slow play the balls, but when they were playing fast, and then he'd get in that, should I pass, should I go? And then he held it, and Fox one-on-one with him, just threw him over a sideline.
Yeah.
I honestly reckon they win by 20 plus next week.
Next week.
I reckon they're going to kill them.
Yeah, so I was right. I was riding Canberra pretty hard.
So was a lot of people,
Yeah,
because they were a good side.
we got that gel blaster bet, so I got to wait to see what happens next week because I'm already out. But because you guys said Penrith, didn't you?
I said Melbourne.
Oh, and what did Dano say?
Did he say
I think he
Penrith?
said Melbourne as well. I think
Yeah.
you both. Yeah. So if Melbourne get up, then yeah, you can. I'll get the. Will be able to blast me for. I said
What the
30.
fuck?
I
You
said
were the only one who wanted to do that. Fuck with.
yeah.
That's why I picked
Have you,
Canberra.
Bucks? Have you seen the gel blasters?
Yeah, we had a army camp for footy
Okay.
this year, and a bloke pulled it out and
Yeah.
shot us. I didn't because I was running the fitness drill, but the boys had all finished their fitness, and we're swimming down the lake, and he's sitting on top, just peppering us with it.
They're pretty fucking heckers, like with small welts and shit.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I picked up a big rock and threw it at him, and unfortunately, it tonked him right in the head. It's just like he has me like probably like the one player in the squad you wouldn't throw a rock
Yeah.
at too.
Oh man, but yeah, So I was saying Canberra to take it out this year, but now after that, I'd definitely be thinking Melbourne.
I reckon it's
Oh, they just look like they've come good again at the right time. They've peaked back into it. They talk about when they beat them early in the year. That seems like fucking last year almost. It was that long ago. And they'll be looking at that. The way they dissected Canberra after Canberra had, even though they won by 6, were better the whole game than the Roosters.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to have seen the Roosters get there just to see Sonny Bill play live again, but I don't think they would. Tedesco wouldn't have played. They wouldn't have beaten Melbourne.
no.
The way they come out and blasted them. You got Pappenhausen playing like Billy Slater, just having 1,000 touches a game, and he just even when they muscle up on him, bloke who's killing it is Christian Welsh.
Yeah,
He's good. And now he's developed that ugly tip on he does. Like, he ain't real good on the passing. Apparently calls himself the White Rhino.
but he's kind of
Last
going
of his
in.
kind.
He's starting to turn his back a bit, isn't he? Too, like
Yeah.
he goes looking. Yeah,
they've worked with that on him. So with that double shapes that they play, he does it well. And your mate, the old fucking hectic cheese, old Brandon Smith comes on and just kills people. Yeah. I've never seen and for the size of him, and he launches, it's like blokes hitting tackling bags every time.
yeah. And on Friday night, it's like he just grinds himself into the ground, and he's just exhausted, and has to go off.
And
He's unreal, for a hooker. It
Yeah.
just turns his role into that.
there's another bloke in that, like Nico Hines. Nico Hines was lower grades at Manly. He was a good second tier player. Like, he played 20s, played New South Wales Cup, then went up. He then went to Sunny Coast, got a pre-season, impressed, and now we're going to play in the grand final now. And you know that you're the 14. You could get 5 minutes, you could get 75, but who's going to knock the job back?
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, sweet man, I'm good.
be
You'd take
19th.
18th or 19th.
Yeah.
You want me to just warm up and be there? No drums,
Yeah,
all good.
sweet.
Yeah. Like, look at that. And he's another example of, like, he went there and they worked on whatever they wanted him to do, made him better, and then he became a better cup player. Now, with no cup this year, he would have only got like 6 games or something, like, up there. Like, and he must have impressed heaps. Like, he started at fullback a couple of times. He's come off the bench, played in the centres, played at 5'8".
Yeah, but when he's out there, he's just so calm, collected, and like even the other night when he's just drilling it for the sideline, he's doing
and
things
his dummy half passes look like a dummy half pass, not like someone you've gone get in there and pass to the kicker sort of thing. They've just got, even Finucane just with playing these tough packs. He's exactly what you want. Tough as fuck. Like when picked up the dregs and pushed off Clockstead and scored. That's the sort of bloke like Finucane is. Like, the Bulldogs fans must look and go, why the fuck did we let him go? And he got better and better, and he's fucking winning comps and shit. Like, against two, like, and they're going to take him on in the middle, like with Fisher Harris and Tamu and that. They'll be real up for the battle in this. And like, you watch Jerome Luai, he'll be the spot set, and they'll be fucking throwing plenty of traffic. They'll find something. They've watched the video 28 times now. I remember Trigger saying about Bellamy, it'd be midnight, and he'd get a text from him and go, or a phone call and go, I've just sent you a video. Tell me what you think of this. So he's just, while other people are resting.
What, Luai sending that to him?
No, fucking
Bellamy's
Trigger.
sending it to Trigger.
Yeah, Bellamy sending it to Trigger, and they've broken down. I think we can get this bloke here, or we can work him here. So Luai, they're going to bring as much heat to Cleary and Luai, who are killing it.
Yeah.
They're going to turn their strength into a weakness. I remember when that Cowboys played Cowboys in that GF, Morgan was untouchable.
Yeah.
And he wasn't bad, but he wasn't like fucking 8.5, 9 out of 10 that he had been playing. Like, they just run a lot of traffic at you and take the game away from you, and it all starts in the middle.
So you reckon you guys aren't giving Penrith a chance at all?
No, it'll be tight. They can score points, but it's the old thing, like, it's the old win the middle.
Because they've played once before this at the very straight after COVID. Or
not long.
Oh no, it was before it because that's the only time Penrith. Oh no,
They
Melbourne.
lost to
Yeah.
It wasn't a big. It was like, I don't know, maybe 8 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
something
when
like that.
Penrith beat Melbourne last time.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Penrith
Yeah.
and playing at the football, playing at ANZ. You know, there's not really much home advantage playing at ANZ because every team plays there so often.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting to fly down the day before, and have a training run there. They will be up for this. This is fucking coming. There's a reason they made them favourites on the part. Even with Fisher Harris and that.
Yeah, so Storm $1.75 and Penrith at $2.15.
I'm taking Storm 13 plus.
Yeah. Well, I'll put some money down. I was just looking at my Sportsbet account. And
Is it in the negatives?
Oh, bro, it's red. It's a lot. It's just like a line-up of reds. So much so that Sully at
Sully.
Dan Sullivan, who's coming on here soon. But on Friday he goes, so what are you betting this week, Freedy? And I go, I've got Canberra, I got Penrith, and I got the Lions.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, you're the
great.
worst fucking better ever. So he went Melbourne, Geelong, and it was Geelong, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Geelong, and he went Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
So we saw early that Geelong were probably going to win that game, and I was like, "Fuck me, he's going to pull this off." Because
Oh, mate, we're watching that, and all these Lions supporters were sitting on the other side north. We were in the sports bar, and I go for Geelong. So I'll be looking here, not really caring. I didn't have a bet on the South game. I thought it'd be tight. And then Gary Ablett Jr. is absolutely killing it, and this is going to be his last game ever, probably. Now they're in the GF.
Oh, he said it. He said, "There's no way I'm not retiring."
oh really?
Yeah.
And then, and he said, I could have gone probably another year, but now they're there. The stage is set. And, like they were just running on. And you heard, people go, when they were missing all those easy shots and that. And there was one, they got a 50 and
Yeah.
Old Mate shanked it.
Oh,
and I was
that was
thinking,
shocking, eh?
and I was going, oh, fuck, this could be a game changer here. But,
Yeah.
this could be a game changer, this one. And then I turned away to look back at the South game, and I hear this, oh, what? How did he miss that?
But they say he hasn't kicked one all year. This is his chance. He'll probably get this one. Boom, shanked.
Cheers, mate.
But
Yeah.
how about, obviously, isn't an AFL podcast, but that
We talk about anything, here, man.
that Patrick, talk about dicks, so it's pretty close. That Dangerfield, he's how good of a player he is, and he's never played in a grand final.
250 games.
He's never played in a grand final in any level through juniors or anything.
I remember I'm in this AFL tipping comp, and somehow I've asked it, and I'm coming second. And there was a time I'd missed 2 games. When they were playing heaps a week, and I didn't realise I tipped 1 round, and then I didn't realise I'd missed 2 by the Wednesday when I went back on there. And a bloke who organised it from the pub who used to sponsor us, he was saying, you should have to only recruit from your area, and he's Adelaide Crows fan. And I said, what about you? Dangerfield's a Geelong bloke who ended up going back to Geelong. You wouldn't have been able to have drafted him. Oh, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. If they can recruit some bloke to want to come to them, they should be able to. It's just their game, same as the NFL and the NBA, etc. They model it on that similar
It's
draft
unreal.
system.
Like Brisbane 4 years ago, wooden spoon.
And I bumped into a bloke once.
Then they just swap codes.
When I was at the EH with a mate watching footy, having a beer, and this old bloke's watching the AFL, and I went, geez, Lions doing pretty well, mate. And he goes, oh, of course they were going to. And I was going, they come fucking third last.
Yeah.
This was last year. Oh, yeah, but of course they were going to do it, making out like they'd just gone and recruited 10 guns, and of course they were going to be good. They'd added 3 or 4, Hodge and that in there, and of course they were going to improve, but They were fucking coming second at that stage. And I'm going, this is a fucking mass turnaround. Everybody's on board with them.
Yeah.
Even this year, like, even that tipping comment, I didn't tip Geelong because I tipped Richmond the night before, and I thought there can't be two upsets, and this is in Brisbane. I'll take this. And then as it went on, you just thought, fuck, they're ready to go here, aren't they?
Yeah, jeez. I reckon they'll be hard to beat.
Well, this is going to be fucking interesting, man. And it's in Brizzy, and I reckon that's unreal. Someone goes, oh, who cares? I go, pumping money into our
that's
city.
why it's the biggest fucking missed opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
Lions, just sort your shit out, get into the grand final, that's at home.
Surely the AFL should have rigged that game.
Yeah.
Well, were you at Sunny Coast that time when the Manly blokes were going there and then they won it? It just happened to be. And then there was a year, when was it? Ipswich were in it in 2008, like the year before, and they end up losing, and they had the best side in the comp, were flogging everybody and lost, like, in the last minute to South Logan, things like that. Like, if you're going to get a home semi, that's got to be spurring you on, like having a home grand final.
But remember, that home grand final of Sunny Coast, that was Manly v Northern Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying this last night to someone, how'd you been? You're defending at the scrum, and you look up and Tony Williams is at 5'8", and you know, I'm just going to run this and try and offload when you're trying to tackle me. Like,
He's probably not going to offload.
yeah, he just goes,
Then he offloads.
I'm running at him. Yeah, we'll be right. We'll be right. He's not offloading. We'll just get numbers on him.
Yeah.
And then someone scores untouched off his offload.
Who was the winger who used to play cup? Used to have the bowed legs.
Is
Bald.
he white?
Nah.
No, he's not white. I know exactly what you're talking about,
It was
though.
classic.
Yeah, but because the other winger was Chaffey, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Chapo,
yeah.
and because Chapo was like a
Mullet Mike.
33. Yeah,
Mullet Mike.
yeah,
As in Michael Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played lower grades he played flag at the Raiders and then played lower grades at Manly.
Yeah.
And he runs an F45 and he does all this fucking shit on Insta. He's ridiculously athlete.
yeah. But he's like, he was saying he's been saying he's 27 for like the last 10 years. But was it Robbie Congu's brother, younger brother, with the bowed legs?
No. It's a different fella. So this
okay.
was Robbie was the first. Robbie was in Moggy coached.
Yeah.
But there was a winger when Brando was coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who he was, but it's just a laugh at him when he was playing. Like he was just like that awkward, but no one could tackle him kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. But that, like, were you up there watching that one? Bucks?
No, I didn't watch that game.
Yeah, because the fog, we got there early that day.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone was fucking speedballing hard. So, like, we're just fucking cranking through from the start to the finish, like, almost, like, where I was like, we shouldn't be sitting in the grandstands
There's
right now.
families over
Yeah,
there, yeah.
100%.
And they towered the Pride up and they had a gun side and they just dominated from the get-go. Stranger played, didn't he?
Stranger played, yeah. And then Stranger in Queensland Cup just does whatever he wants. Like, he was just carving everything. And I think with Stranger, he only played a few games throughout the year, and then once it was semis and finals, and I don't think Manly were looking too good that year.
They got knocked out the first week.
Yeah, so
they hadn't officially been knocked out. Then they played the night before and lost, so he was able to play that game, that grand final.
Is he a forward?
No, he's a hooker. Yeah,
Heath Strange. Yeah, he was good. Like he used to come on for Ballon, and it was just like a change up.
And then he went over UK.
Yeah. Went to Bradford.
Yeah,
and played with when the Burgess brothers were real young after Sam had left. Yeah, like that's the thing. If you can get some of those fringe blokes like Nathan Friend when he was at Melbourne, and occasionally get a run at North because they'd want you to play some decent minutes. One week, go back and pump out 70.
So, Bucks, you got no itchy feet now after coaching, or you reckon you got another year in you?
So, the 18s at Caboolture played their grand finals today,
yeah.
And then they hit us up on Thursday night to get down there and run a pose against them.
Yeah.
So we just got together. We ended up getting 15 of us and having a train run again. And I'm just like, I could go one more.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, like you looked good. I was playing 6. Oh, you should just slot in at 6. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not playing 6.
And you just do it at Cabo?
Yeah, it would just be there. Like there was a few times this year I'm like, oh fuck, I should just go down to one of the clubs and just say, look, can I just have a pre-season and see what happens? And then I just think, fuck doing pre-season. Like, like a cabo pre-season for me is enough. So I know a cup.
Bro, just come down to West Mitchie. If you get in that house of Brighton, it's just down the road, mate.
Yeah, just around the corner. I go play for Brighton up the Roosters.
Well, they had Cameron Cullen playing.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they had and Nick Arima was there.
Nick
wasn't he?
Ream,
Yeah, playing twos, because
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
playing with his uncle and
Yeah.
his brother and his family.
So
They
they
didn't win it. They lost the grand final.
Yeah.
Yeah,
heard that.
uncle, cousins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cousins, his brother, like
And
his younger brother.
what happened with that story? Is Nicarima really getting a chance
They
at
reckon
the
train and
Warriors?
trial, because his brother's there.
Yeah.
And he could, he'll get a train and trial. He's in mad shape. Like, he trains with him, Benny Shea. And, like, fucking, you see on the shit on Insta, like, Benny Shea was saying how he'll get up for fucking work in the morning, be pitch black, freeze in the middle of winter. He'll go and jump in the pool or something, or jump in the shower, because win the morning, win the day. That's his sort of motto. And
Yeah.
how he talks this, he put up this thing about his mate putting a post up saying how after a mad Monday he was blind. His mate had to pick him up that night. He was fucked.
It was his missus trying to get him upstairs.
Oh, was it? Not his
Yeah,
mate.
yeah,
He
it
was
his
like
missus
fucking
trying to get him upstairs.
115 or 20 kegs, and he was disgraceful. Now since then he's this fucking machine. Him and Walker, fucking Chris Walker earlier in the year didn't walk 50 Ks or some shit.
Well, Benny ran 7 marathons in 7 days.
Yeah, so he's done that walk
Really?
earlier on the year. They said they were absolutely fucked. They were taking videos fucking in the middle of the night when you look zombied, like you
Yeah.
fucking got nothing. Like when you're working graveyard shift and you're about the 5th day and
What
you're
was
going,
the thing? They walked 50 Ks.
yeah, to raise money for...
That's not that far, though.
No, they walked for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, 50 Ks at a time, 24 hours. And they look like when you've worked fucking...
But when you walk more than 50K in 24 hours.
Yeah, but not like that. Like the way these cunts were walking, they were fucked. And that Ben Shea is fucking, like Bucket was saying, he's running marathons, fucking ridiculous marathon. He looked fucked. He said they're on the verge of throwing in the towel. And then Walker was putting up photos at home the next day with about 17 blisters on it. He's popping his giant ass blisters that were on his feet.
Yeah.
He's a fit fuck for a lunatic who loves the piss. I'll give him that.
Fuck. Yeah, Benny Shea did his for, he didn't tell anyone, but he did it for Rogan Dean, that 7 marathons in 7 days.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember watching him being like, fuck, like it was like day 5 and he had massive blisters and he's like, I can hardly fucking walk, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, well, how are you doing it? And then a couple of days later he comes out and says, well, I didn't tell anyone, but I said to Rogan I was going to do this, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was a good little story, but yeah, he seems to be, that Rogan Dean seems to be doing pretty good pretty positive with.
Considering what happened, what a fucking
yeah.
horrific story. Like,
Yeah, he was I played heaps against him. And yeah, now he's a real good bloke.
and they love him at Ipswich, and he was killing it at Ipswich, fucking rampaging beast out there, and centres are on the wing, and lost his fucking foot in a motorbike accident. And that makes me always think, when you've got these Deliveroo blokes and they're cutting people off, I hate going driving anywhere near him, because if some fucker decides to cut you off and you clobber one of these poor fucks,
I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy the push bike Domino's delivery.
Those poor young fucks, to save money, caning down either the other side of the road or on the footpath. So if you're about to turn in or something, hey, fuck, where's he come from?
Like, cyclists just do me head in, Like
Yeah.
at Sandgate, like, they're everywhere.
Oh, that's the big. It's a big spot for the old cyclist.
Now it's like, oh yeah, give them a meter kind of thing. Like, yep, fair rule, I'll do that. But I'm on a roundabout, and these guys just come straight into the roundabout, like straight in and hug the curb.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what if I'm driving close to the curb? Like, I don't have to give a meter and a half all the time in case the cyclist comes out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
They're bad out of
No,
Dave.
it's
Places like Debra and
the
that
road
too.
rules apply when they want it
Oh,
to. Yeah.
I just gave them a fair serve.
Out
Yeah.
of Debra and that, when you're going around those windy roads, if you're driving out there and like on a Sunday morning or shit, they're fucking all over the place, and you're thinking, fuck me, I can't overtake you here
Yeah.
because someone's going to come around.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
be a fucking massive disaster.
Yeah, you strike.
But even with the fucking motorbikes, man, I'm like, is it a motorbike club or is it a fucking coffee club? Because we see, is it the ride to get to a coffee club and just sit there and chill, or are you actually going for a decent ride?
Yeah.
And then I
So
fuck them all up.
you're saying you don't like bikies either, eh? I just want to distance mine and Mitch
Well,
Buckett from
I'm not the one that-
dislike of bikies.
I
We
haven't-
respect everyone's
I
right to
haven't
join
falsely informed
organisations.
that anyone's been in jail on this
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
unlike this guy to my left.
Not been in jail, but
Not
dude
me.
knows plenty. You're the next bloke. People ask me who's the next bloke I know to get locked up. I said, yeah, when some of his side
Bro,
workers
in jail
gets
with that
uncovered.
hair, you're going to be a fucking bottom bitch.
oh,
I'd be a
please.
power top, and you're a bottom bitch, man.
Power top?
I'd
You'd
be
be
a
the
fucking
gopher,
power.
mate. You'd just be the gopher to the big dog in there. Dude.
I'd get in there straight away and suck the biggest guy I can, and just become his side piece, and just
Stick
be
to your
covered.
play to your,
Hold
Yeah.
his pocket as much.
That's right.
Play to your
100%.
strengths. Yeah, nice. Right? Good
Yeah.
work there, fella.
Take a hit for the team just to get me through it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
How long you looking
talking about jail? How's
7
Tristan
da-
Saylor
7
going?
7-day stint.
Oh, who knows with that? I saw his old man's back talking.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bad situation if it had. You don't
Did
know
it-
with the press
Yeah.
how much of it is actually true. Like whenever someone of notoriety does something, they always embellish facts.
That's why you got to be careful.
Yeah, I do. Coming on this podcast, really, I'm waiting to get locked up several times, and you turn and roll over on me. It's,
Well, so it come out that there's like sleeping aids involved too, isn't
yeah,
it?
that she didn't remember that. That's what.
Man, it's crazy. If you're Tristan fucking Saylor, right? You're a good-looking kid.
Yeah.
Not going on stereotypes, but he probably doesn't have a small penis, you know. But and you're a fucking NRL player. Why the fuck would you need
Yeah.
any sort of help to be putting down bitches?
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is the thing, you wonder too, and he got references from Lockyer and that, who are, the families are real close, and that was why he got out on
Never
bail.
heard of him, Lockyer.
Yeah, and then the thing is, what do you fucking, is he this dumb? You know what I mean, to do this? We don't know this kid personally, and I hope it's incorrect info, but fuck, man, this could be, well, your football career ends and you could be fucking away for a period of time too. Your life could change in general just to this one fucking stupid fucking mistake. I remember years ago
Doing something like that.
No, I remember years ago going out and cunts were dropping these roofies regularly. Not the stuff you roofie yourself with.
What,
but,
dropping it in girls' drinks?
Not cunts we knew, but I remember fucking met up with this bird out one night and we were having a drink, and then I went to the bathroom, come back, and she goes, I'm feeling sick, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, you conveniently snuck off to the bathroom, eh?
I wish they had roofied me, but fucking, then she said,
You're hoping you just leave it. My drink's staying on this bar.
Yeah.
I won't be here, but
But then she said that, and then she vanished. And I just said, oh yeah, she just brushed me, no drama. Rings me a few days later and goes, some guy started chatting to her, and she thought it was a brother's friend, and he goes, oh, would you like a drink? Handed the drink. She starts drinking this drink, and it's just fucking. And this was in a fucking short period of time.
Oh, man.
Cunts
But
were doing that stuff regularly.
if you got mates that that are roofing chicks, they're not your mates,
No.
man. You can't hang out with cunts like that.
But
Fuck.
you've got to dob those cunts in.
Yeah.
Like fucking without a drama. Because going, oh yeah, I'm shagging these birds. Oh yeah, how come you're shagging all these birds? Oh yeah, I've been
I
drinking.
think-
I go, can't, fuck off, man.
That's why
don't
I
wanna
think
be-
Dano's just constantly keeping that bit like roofie. He's Mrs. Roofie.
And notice how he
And
spiked
that's, you know,
after
how
the
he
Tiger
keeps that.
King came out. He spiked, man. People think that he looks like that dude in the Tiger King, and he's getting plenty of action.
What's his name again? That fucking guy.
Joe. Exotic Joe.
Yeah, no, but the Travis.
Travis,
Yeah,
yeah,
his
yeah.
side piece Travis looks exactly like
Yeah,
Dano.
how didn't
Oh,
that
man.
get everyone through fucking COVID? You're watching that and you hear it's good, and then you start watching it and the shit they're talking
It's
about, and you're
bizarre.
going, motherfucker.
Hell.
That part where he's at the funeral and he's talking when Travis died. Was it Travis who died or the other
Yeah.
dude, his other husband?
And he's like,
he goes,
fuck it, I'll sing a song.
and he goes, those balls, those golden balls. I'll be sitting there doing some paperwork and I wouldn't be able to think. And then he'd put those golden balls in my face.
and his mum's there, eh? And his mum's just like bawling her
and all
eyes
these
out.
poor fucking redneck people are there. And I'm going, you couldn't have made this shit up. This is too good.
Oh,
Man. That photo's fucking horrendous, righty.
Well, that's why I picked
it's
it.
a good one. I
That's
thought.
why I picked it. I cut out Scraper for you.
So you want to? There's a couple. We only got a fucking couple of questions, right, man? You got to get these questions.
Oh,
off,
I
eh?
tell them that, and then they like
Yeah.
the post where I go, send in your questions, boys.
Okay, Mark Offerdale says, I'll tell you when I need inspiration. That's the guy.
Oh, about you.
Yeah,
Yeah, because did you read your quote, like your quote of the week?
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Remember
Offered
saying
else-
it, obviously.
yeah. Jason, the mechanic, he goes, how do the guys feel about the teams in both the NRL Grand Final and AFL Grand Final? Who do you put your money on? We kind of touched on that. I think we're all putting it on Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah, Melbourne.
Geelong, Melbourne.
Yeah, I think Geelong. I just think it's their time.
And then DJ, did Freedy put any money down on Raiders? Yeah, I put $50 on a Raiders in a.
They were paying well.
Yeah.
And there was a big difference between the favourites and the non. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, is that going to entice a few people? We're waiting for an upset.
Yeah.
Raiders were $3 last year's grand final, I'm pretty sure, because I had 100 on them and then 50 on Jack White to get man of the match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, Jack White still got it, but
How much did he pay for that?
he was like 8s or something like that.
That's
yeah.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
it's pretty juicy.
geez, they did a fair job on him the other night. He wasn't terrible, but they just knew what was coming, and they both one-on-one contact. It's funny when you're watching it on KO and Fox and that. I was watching the Matty John show, and they had Blocker, and I love Blocker because of what he's done and all this, but people always whinge about his commentary, and he goes, Munster, he's carrying injury. If his knee's not right, he's going to have Jack White and run down. We're going, hang on, Munster's he's going to have Hughes fucking in front of him, Crichton. Munster's on the other side, fucking. Munster will be running at George Williams.
Yeah, Blocker's just going 6 and 6.
Yeah, just thinking it's the old days where you're from a scrum and you're marking your bloke in front of you.
Yeah.
But that's all the questions we got.
We don't get many, but everyone fucking likes.
Yeah.
Or people will put them in later on.
Yeah. And then, that's it. But
Origin.
Someone mentioned Origin, so I brought up the Origin
New South
teams.
Wales squad, yeah.
It's fucking, we're talking, what was it, 97's Fats team? Was it 97?
Oh, 95.
95?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this because we've only brought out 15 for Queensland,
Yeah.
So we got...
Yeah, because
I haven't
Lindsay
watched
Collins in
Titans
there?
play the whole year. So some
This
of these guys,
Brimson-
I'm like, who the fuck is
That
this?
Brimson is killing it. He lights it up.
I honestly was, when Ponga was still fit, I was like, I hope they put Brimson at 1. I just thought he was just...
Oh,
at
really?
the back end of the year, he was just...
Untouchable. And you always saw glimpses of it, but the consistency was there. And they played Newcastle in the last round game, and he was tearing. Oh, mate, he just tore him up. And he beat Ponga cold, like Ponga looked like he didn't sort of half-assed it. Yeah. And so big chance he's going to start. Friend, they added... I don't know if it's on that list. Friend and big Lindsay Collins have come into it.
Yeah, I like Lindsay Collins.
He brings a bit of... See, that Horsburgh probably would have gone close because you need a fucking red-headed maniac coming off the bench.
I honestly think we've got a competitive team until it gets to the centres.
Well, what I was thinking, what's your thoughts on this, Buckets? You've been around, played at some good levels. They might have to go with something like Capewell in the centres.
Oh, not after last night.
Fuck. I was thinking that, he had... But that was he had a drama with his hands last night. But I can't think of there's Brenko Lee.
Yeah.
Kurt Mann. If he has a Kurt Mann, fuck man. Did Kurt Mann make that squad?
Yeah, sure.
Surely.
This is the 15 squad. So
is Kurt Mann in it?
Knights would have to be up there.
He's gunned.
No.
Kurt Mann.
The thing I was thinking of it was New South Wales put their best players on the field, and Kurt Mann had one of those seasons where he's one of the better.
Every hooker, 5'8", wherever you need him.
Get him on the field. I know he's probably a different level to Trebojevic, Whiten and that, where they're playing out of position in Origin, but he's still one of our
And they're
better
talking
players.
about Gutho playing centre, so who has played a bit of centre at NRL level, but you'd want to try and be testing that out just to see how your reads are.
Because look at their extended squad: Nathan Brown, Campbell Gillard, Damien Cook, Boyd Cordner, Nick Kotrick, Angus Crichton, Tyson Frizzell, Clint Gutherson, Payne Haas, Luke Keary, Zach Lomax, Cameron McInnes, Cameron Murray, Junior Paulo, Daniel Safety.
Safety, from the Knights.
Yeah, James Tedesco, Jake Trebojevic, Daniel Tupou, Cody Walker, Jack White. That's fucking crazy.
There's going to be guns missing out.
We've still got Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
And they said if Teddy isn't good to go, he'll look like he'll throw Pappenhausen straight in there.
I honestly think Pappenhausen's had a better year.
I thought so too.
I hope Teddy's good.
This time a year ago, he was good, super potential, but it was a bit raw. Like in the prelim against Roosters, he had a couple of brain explosions with those kicks.
Yeah.
He did almost the identical kick the other night, and they scored on it.
No,
and I was going, fucking, how good's this?
They must
But
Slater must just be there with him every moment, just saying, "There's a break, run. There's a break, run." Like he must.
But and it's also like, if you think you're doing nothing, do something.
Yeah.
That's the like Slater's. That was Slater's attitude, and Pappenhausen, you see it all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's always there for a backup.
There's a break. He's there.
And he's far from a big rig.
Yeah.
Like, he takes a beating. And one stage when I saw Nico stand up when I was at the game, I go, I wonder who he's coming on for. I thought, maybe he's going to give Pappy, he looks like he's taking some shots tonight. He might give him, he's given like the last 8 or so, go, yeah, have a sit down. And he rested, and they rested the skipper. And then he saluted these people, people were trying to hack on him, and he's just laughing. I'm going, and I go to me, mate, what can you say to that fuckwit to upset him? What are they going to say to Cameron Smith? They've won. These Raiders supporters trying to give him shit, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
And then, just waving, thanks for everything, boys.
But yeah, so out of our squad, who are we playing in centres?
Well, that's what we said. See, the only alternatives you got.
Gay guy.
Yeah, because
he's got some bad reads.
why isn't Gagai in this list?
Because the only.
They must have Knights up there. That must have been updated since.
The New South Welshmen had that. Yeah, they haven't since last night.
Okay.
But he'll be in there.
Yeah.
Gagai on the dings. He's going to have to take a gamble on someone
in the centre.
Yeah, and it's either going to have to be fucking. It's going to have to be either fucking Brinko Lee. He's going to have to. Capewell has played there and played all right there. Either throw him in. Or fucking, I'm trying to think if fucking someone else. Mann has played centre, hasn't he?
Man, yeah.
Yeah. Someone like that, like fucking. Did you say Kurt Mann's not on the list?
No,
that's a fifth. That's an
Either's
early.
Gay guy, so obviously
Yeah.
They haven't come in yet.
hasn't been updated from the Knights.
Yeah, they could bring
finals.
someone in. And remember, when Ponga went out, they didn't add anyone in. They've got. Surely you'd have to have Kurt Mann in over fucking Heimel Hunt.
Yeah, because we got so we have Gagai and
He's
Holmes
another
on the wings.
option, but I wouldn't be playing him. Fuck.
No.
Nothing against him. He's a good player, but at that level, fuck me. That Philip Sammy too. They were talking about him potentially
I'd put him
on the wing.
Yeah.
He goes hard and he's fucking quick.
And they fucking Xavier Coates is in the squad. But
these are just like development type things. Like
I know, but some of the stuff that he's done,
I honestly think he's not as
good.
Personal
as
opinion only, but not as good as maybe just because he's young. Like some of the things he does in the game, very.
I
stupid.
see heaps of rocks and diamonds with him.
And you got to think between this Origin series and the next, it's going to only be 6 or 7 months. So before you know it, if Origin goes back to the normal scheduling, it's going to be here before you know it again.
How good would it be with these young players for Queensland that go? What if they have a crack a series with some confidence heading into?
Yeah, and you've even been in that squad. You've learned on the ropes. You know what's required, and they've told you what we want you to work on, and you take that into their pre-season. Except for them, like the normal pre-season will be kicking off very soon.
That Carrigan man, I think he's born to play Origin.
Got Origin written all over him. The Courier Mail say that about everybody who fucking debuts for the Broncos. He's made for Origin. They have these cliches.
Well, Carrigan was only one of the boys that stepped up in the fucking Broncos this year.
I remember Buzz Rodfield saying that Lockie Maranta was probably going to play for Queensland at some point. He's good, that Carrigan guy. It just depends what he wants to bring. Also too, Christian Welsh will probably start. Him and Pappy up front.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like the forward pack is good. Sewer.
Oh, fuck, can't he dish out some punishment?
And what, do you have Hunt starting at 9, and then if you got Grant on the bench or something?
Have you seen that video with Sewer when he was in the QAS and he does this shot and it's only like a fucking 2-step hit and the poor cunt holding the pad gets fucking dropped.
He's exactly what, like he's Origin. Like
he's playing good.
We haven't had that, like Maguire tries to grub it up, but we haven't had like a hitman for a while, like someone that just whacks.
Like an Ever Costigan type whacking.
And what are we looking at over Maguire? Or is he injured?
He didn't get picked.
Didn't get picked.
No, because of certain things they said, like, who was it? Uncle Wayne.
Crazy, I reckon. I always think, like, if you look at Sam Thaida's last few seasons, He was unreal for Origin, very bad for average for club, but always good for Origin. And I think Maguire's that kind of guy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there were things that they said.
Well, did he rape someone as well?
No, well, one, he doesn't get on with everybody.
Yeah.
And he said it was a short preparation and he didn't want any disruption in the group coming in. And he said Moose has developed some bad habits of backing into the line. And the fact that last year, he got done eye gouging dudes 3 times before he got a suspension. He has some stupidity in his game. Is he good enough to be there? Yeah, definitely, because you need a grub, and he's got plenty of chat. You need someone like that.
I still think we've got a good enough forward pack without him. I think our forward pack is sweet. Like, we got so many forwards, I reckon, but it's just the backs that are just...
Well, when you think Jai Arrow started 13...
Arrow, Sewer,
those middles.
Collins, Welch,
Papali, you'll be bringing
Tino,
Well, that Tino's got it. He'll be coming off the bench.
He is unreal.
Like, you've got that. They may start Sewer. Sewer could start.
I'd start him.
Because they want to bring that, and if Uncle Wayne's your club coach.
Yeah.
So he knows what you bring.
He's playing Origin.
That's the thing. So we got halves of fucking outstanding
He might
halves.
even put Corey Allen on the wing.
Yeah, well, that was talked about, but now he's got a week suspension for fucking shoulder charge from last night.
And do you reckon that Harry Grant's at 14?
Look, I know Hunt was man of the series for Queensland last year, but put Harry Grant in. Harry Grant was that good this year until he got injured for that and then came back. I think they just go now and put Hunt at 14, and then see how Hunt goes when he comes on. I just think they've got a chance with Grant to give him that head start and just get him.
What about Jake Friend?
Yeah, I know.
I just
think it's it's unfortunate timing for Friend that someone's.
I also think
he was injured. He would have got a run before McCulloch.
I think there's
it's just you were injured at the wrong time when they pick, and McCulloch was playing solid footy.
There's a decent gap, I think, like a decent level gap between Ben Hunt, Harry Grant, and then Friend. I think that.
There's the big call. What if they talk fucking Smith into playing?
Mate, if it's seriously his last year, why the fuck wouldn't he?
I remember
short season. It's not as if you're. It's not as if you're going to play.
He's absolutely killing it.
This is your last hurrah. I had a mate put up on Facey once. Queensland used to have the best hooker, but now, we've definitely got him in New South Wales in Cook and Cameron McInnes. Both good players, but what do I always tell you about Damien Cook? That's the 3rd prelim in a row he's lost, and he's been ineffective. Why? Because they've slowed down the ruck, and he hasn't been able to do his stuff when he plays fast.
I don't know how this new rule hasn't benefited him.
I
don't get it.
He's like the guy that was there when they're making the rule and goes, all right, can you do this? Because I'll be able to run here and I can run there. And then, mark it down. I can get a 6 to go. I remember going up the Sunny Coast to watch Manly play Melbourne, and Smith was the difference. Manly were going with him. It was one time, he picked the marker out, so it jumps out, gets 6 to go.
Yeah.
He sees fullback out of position, so he puts this shoe through for the Fox to burn everyone and get to a couple of massive plays like that. And there's fucking 12 points there.
Yeah, I with the two different styles of players, though, I don't see Cook. He's not a director, man. He doesn't direct his team around. Cameron Smith does. Smith listens to his halves, and he'll jump when it's available, but it's all on his halves. That's what I think.
Who I reckon would have killed it in these new rules? Badiris. But you're a smart hooker, in between both of them, not lightning fast, but fast enough to be taking it a little bit different to Cameron Smith. He would have been fucking, knows how to turn his forwards back under. He was saying he said Cook's still got to learn how to turn your forwards back under and work the ruck over more and that. So Badiris, and he had Steve Walters there at the Knights for a fucking season, and was learning shit off him. Yeah. So he was a bit of a student of the game, fucking old Badiris and things like that. Cook, once they slow it down, him and Walker aren't as effective. Where at Origin, because it's high pace, that's designed for him. But at test level, I don't know how it is, because you get one referee. It's a real more slug affair, that sort of thing. Everyone can lay there for a while in a ruck. like the week that second week of the finals when he tore up Para.
Yeah.
And they just started rolling fast. That's what Para were doing the sides earlier in the year, and he was just toying with them. But that all dried up on Saturday night. Like, it was a little bit slippery, but they were just slowing him down. Like, they came with that plan to stop him, limit him and Walker, and it worked, and that's how they got over the line.
Yep.
Like you're slowing you down.
Yeah.
Does it himself.
I don't get going. Fucking right, man. You wanna talk about this prestigious trophy we got to deliver tonight, and how we came about getting it, and how much work Buckets has put into earning this.
Well, as people who follow us on Insta will know, we have a little skull challenge for most guests who wish to participate, and we've had one bloke who's outstanding and some really horrible efforts.
We've had one guy that's real good, and then people that think they're good, and Paisley, who pretty much wore the whole fucking shit. I think you even commented on that one, Bucket. I was like, and then you had Maxi. He did so.
He was good for but slow, but good.
No spillage,
No spill.
and even did Cal last week. I didn't put Cal's time up because it didn't touch us, but he didn't spill.
Yeah.
But we had Maxi at 450, Paisley at 365 with half of it going into his mouth. Keenan was the closest on 354, and I think Keenan had 2 shots at, like, he was pretty. Oh no, Jakey's probably the closest to.
Yeah, Jakey Morris.
Yeah,
but he didn't do it. Did he do it here when I wasn't here?
No, he filmed one
and
then he did one here, and he didn't do his best effort. But I think he'll be, mate. This is your annual trophy, and he's coming for you hard. I think.
Mate, it's a high pressure situation here. I tell you, it needs to be done.
There are plenty of people who see something. It's like the old, I could do better than that.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they can till you get in there and have to do it.
Yeah.
You know when blokes watch.
Buckets, heavy lies the crown, mate.
No, thanks,
Congratulations.
Mate. Yeah, no, since I've been 16, I've been practicing, so
good on you, mate.
Finally get rewarded for it. Yeah.
And it might be a mantelpiece in the new home.
I bought a new home, so that'll go straight in the pool room.
Yeah, sweet.
Nice. First trophy. Don't have to go back to playing.
Yeah,
I know you're driving tonight, but I chose that one because I think a beer would fit in that top.
Think it definitely fit in there.
Yeah, so we might get you to send through a video, like when
that'd be quick in there too.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Probably one of the better trophies I've ever got, I think. It's actually got some weight in it.
Yeah, too. I know. Yeah. It was a bit more. I think we blew our budget out on that one a tiny bit.
I think you definitely have.
Yeah.
That's why Dane didn't turn up. He didn't want to throw in $25 for the trophy.
That's right. But thank you for Affordable Trophies, our new sponsor.
Affordable Trophies on Blackwood Street at Mitchell. Yeah,
I've been in there for a few last minute things lately for the Matt Gillette Cup and then for Bucket's trophy.
Yeah, nice.
As for juniors this year, I had to pick awards like pretty much before halfway through the year, and then players quit, and I'm sitting there going, "What am I like? These players don't even play here anymore. Like, what am I going to do?" And they're like, "Oh, it's probably too late." I'm like, "I'm going to ring someone up and go, oh, can you just come to awards day even though you quit?"
To accept an award.
Yeah, to accept an award. Like before halfway through the season, we had to pick awards. I'm like,
what's the logic in that?
I took some gambles though. Like I'm like, that kid's injured at the moment. But I reckon that he'll get there and paid off.
Yeah.
God, but other ones just could have burnt me, but I got him over the line, flicked the tag off, put a new tag on. Too easy.
How did you find it with your interaction with the parents of the kids?
Oh, mate, honestly, like the kids are all right. Like a lot of the kids are pretty soft. And like I just think about when I was 16. Like at training, all you want to do, you want to go 100%. Like you're training hard. Like, maybe it was just me because I was back then. I was just fit. But I try to get him. I try to get him to train hard, and then running it like 30%. And I'm like, boys, like, you go out in the game, you can't run these plays because you're running it at 30% at training. Like, you just need to get it serious. And then, but that's probably the hardest part with the kids. But the parents that just get involved with some of the stuff, I'm just like.
Mate, that's
Like I misworded something that I said to a kid where I was not going to play him and I was going to play another kid, and I just said, look, it's no fault of your own. It's just that he's been coming to training, like, so he gets his shot.
Like kind of like a rotation.
Yeah, he gets his shot now. Like, it's no fault of yours. Like, and I was sort of saying it like, well, you've been here every session. This just shows that, like, if you start, sort of like a thing to everyone else, like if you start coming to training, even the boys that are here every training session are going to have to go to the bench for a game.
Yeah.
And then the kid just misheard how I said it, and he thought I was attacking him. And and then
Fuck me, I don't know how you can take that.
And then the dad wrote this big message, and I was just like, oh, like I didn't mean it like that, like, but you know, like, just ring me, and I can explain it. Like, that was the biggest thing. Like, parents wouldn't ring you, like, they just, like, I've heard from our first aid, obviously, it's like, yeah, parents are talking shit behind your back, like, flat stick, and I'm like, honestly, I don't care, because I know that these kids didn't even know what certain things were before this season.
Oh, mate, every parent thinks their fucking kid is the halfback or the fullback. Yeah. I jumped into coach. I said I'd do the year 12 and 13s, just Northern District side or whatever's this area. Northwest.
Northwest.
Yep.
I'd never do it again, because I went down to the trials. I had every parent telling me their fucking kid's background, that they lift weights already, like that, and I'm watching some of these kids, and I'm like, these parents are fucking delusional. Some real good, but it's like, I can't. And so this year, like, me and Sully got asked again. We're like, no way. Like, it's 15 and over we'll do, because we don't have to deal with the parents as much. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you people making complaints about shit, like, I'd imagine with that, like, different shit I've seen at Mitchie just when I was coaching the threes, like, you'd see blokes tell me that there was one, like, Fats, our mate, he was saying how he had to go to a meeting with other parents, and Fats was the ones coach, and he goes, I'll be back in a minute, right? I said, where you going? He goes, I've got to go to a meeting. I go, what about? And he goes, oh, fuck. You know, this one guy was the coach, and he didn't apply to coach again. He just thought he was going to get it. So when they didn't think he was wanting to coach, they appointed another bloke. Then this bloke was trying to sort of organise a revolt with the parents to get himself back in. And he goes, that's why I fucking left the last club, because we didn't want this bullshit going on with the kids and that.
It's huge, hey, like, just the chat from parents. You just like, just let your kids play footy, like.
Yeah. And that,
and you know how some blokes, that's their goal. It's almost like, have you seen Friday Night Lights, the movie?
Yeah.
You know, like
one of the best.
How Billingsley, you know how Billingsley's old man and he's living off the fact that he won that state championship that year, and his son, like, and he goes to he's at the preseason training going on about him fumbling balls and shit like that. Some, it's like they're riding and expecting you to be the family meal ticket and make it in the big time. And you hear, like, blokes fucking, oh, what are you doing? You're going, okay, he's missed a tackle. It's disappointing, but it's not the fucking end of the world here, okay?
So how we were talking earlier about that, you're making rep teams at 14, 15, whatever, and then everyone grew like that. I reckon that was our team. We were that team, like, and everyone was like, well, we're going to, like, we've got Caboolture this week. We're going to, let's try and get them. And so, like, I've been told, this player and this player used to be bigger and faster and stronger than everyone, but now, like, they're small.
Yes.
And they're just getting trampled. But it's been good. The best thing about it, is sort of getting those players that never really had there's players in the team that I got told he only come off the bench, and he'd be from the bench and go to wing. And I trialled him at centre, and he was
killed it.
Fairly decent at centre. So I was like, we'll just keep him at centre. And then it just worked out that the other guy that I liked at centre wanted to play back row, and he was really good at back row. And then
so it fell into place.
They all sort their shit out.
This kid always played bench wing, and he was like 84 kilos at 16. He just lacked confidence. He'd run all day if you made him.
Yeah.
And then put him in at centre, and he was. And you'd say something to him, and be like, "Yep." And then I'd say to him, "Oh, Jack, what I want you to do? You're going to get this ball out the back line. I just want you to square up on the winger, and then pass to your winger. Yep, too easy. Boom, doing it." And I was just like,
"Why is this kid not been getting more opportunities?"
Yeah, you've been sitting on the wing, like off the bench, and then on the weekend we didn't have a 5'8", and someone said, "Oh, he plays because he's down a grade at school or something." And he plays 5'8". He plays 5'8" for his team at school. I was like, "Oh, sweet, I'll play at 5'8". And I said, "There's no pressure on you." I'm like, "Just do whatever you want." Yeah. Sweet, boom. Made like this run 25 metres out, just shrugging guys off, and scored. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Where someone's got in their head, this guy's no good. Or when I was saying about how my mates used to play against Tony Carroll in this, and they were like brothers, and then with the two gun sides, they had all these other cunts in the side that turned out to be guns that my mates never even knew that. Scott Logan was in the centres, was a big centre out of punch on with my mate who was a bit of a loose bloke. Scott Logan goes on to play front row at the Roosters. Danny Coburn played about 250 cup games at Ipswich. I realised he was in that team. These guys weren't even mentioned. Like, they'd only talk about a couple of guys like Carroll and this other guy who was a Queensland back rower and gave it up after 17s. Yeah. All these sort of things where you get like stereotyped or parent people who, no offence to them, but they don't have a deep footy knowledge. They go, oh, my son's a halfback. Yeah. And you go, yeah, but in the centres, he's doing a good job. Or on the wing, mate, he scored fucking 6 tries in about 4 games. Yeah. Like, and he's making breaks and saving tries. Oh, yeah, but I think he should be 5'8". And you go, yeah, but the guy playing 5'8", setting the tries up, and this guy and your son's scoring them. Like, what? Like the parents trying to dictate what happens. Like
that's one thing about good. It's good coaching the school side because the parents aren't there. Like we train after school and they sit in their car. They don't really like. It's not. It's that they could if they want to, but it's not really.
They're still at school.
Yeah, for them to come down and be talking in our ear. It's when you get like, well, I felt a bit of it with Met North, you know, like even though it was the Met North girls side, but some of the parents are kind of like, oh, my kid plays this, kid plays that. I even had to answer some calls because one of the girls wasn't playing hooker when I had her off the bench, not hooker, and I was like, had to tell her, Mum, well, it's because she's not the best hooker in the team.
Sorry,
you know,
I've heard of that even in senior footy levels. Yeah. Like coaches like at certain clubs, like brothers who I used to play for, they're very political like that. And a few years after I left, I remember the coach that followed that when the guy I was there played this dude's son who was a 5'8" hooker, but they had injuries, so he played him in the centres. Later in the week, he got this call from him going, "Oh, just wondering why you played my son in the centres for." And he goes, "Oh, mate, I didn't have any centres, and I thought he could handle it." Like, and at the game, he was saying to blokes, he go, "I'm not coming down every week if this is going to be happening," you know. Fuck me. Then these are men playing. And the kid was he was in his early 20s, and I was thinking, you feel like a fucking idiot if your dad's ringing up.
My dad rang a coach up.
Why aren't you playing?
My dad would be ringing the coach up saying, "Don't play him. He's fucking playing like
you know, things
put
like
him on the bench."
My mum's like, "Fucking make him retire. Like, make him finish. Don't fucking play him anymore."
Yeah. And things like that where you've got to be. And it wasn't until probably the second or third year I coached, West 19 started feeding blokes back who weren't making their side, and they'd come to my side. So I'd start having to talk to some of these people's parents, and I'd never seen these kids, but the same thing. You're getting. I could play like Heath Wheel. I was playing. He was a good centre or fullback, so I was playing him at centre one day because we had a fullback, and like his dad Dave, who's a mate of ours, was going, "Alrighty, I think he would have been better at fullback and this and that," and he ended up playing fullback. But at the time, I was just trying to get everyone will fit into the puzzle here, and they'll give us more attacking options. Yeah. Oh yeah, but I think Ethan'd be better back then. I said, "Yeah, mate, I see what you're saying. He would be good, but he's also scoring tries in the centres for me, like and." This dude this play's got 2 positions, like wing, fullback.
Yeah, and also his defence is good. Like the way that he defends is good in the line, you know.
Yeah, and at the time, he was only a young bloke, so hadn't had a real lot to do with him at that stage. I didn't want to be rude, but I was just thinking, just like the helpful suggestions are coming. And when you're losing games, I'm sure you would have found it, everyone's got these game plans of how to fucking win them. And you feel like you're having a beer, just, oh yeah, mate, you're thinking, fuck, why didn't you tell me that before we kicked off?
Yeah, just couch quarterbacks telling you how to coach the whole time.
You see it, especially with NFL stuff on Facebook and social media, and they're hacking on every bloke in the league. Or why are they playing this guy? He's terrible. And you're looking at bloke's numbers. So I look at guys' numbers up and go, they're pretty good numbers for a game. And they're thinking he shouldn't be fucking playing. Like people who probably never played the game ever or never coached a game at any level. And it's hard, too, to convince someone that their son, if they think he's a 6, to convince him that he's a 1 or a back rower.
Yeah. The amount of people that watch football that wouldn't understand that whole squaring up on someone, making them make the decision here, so then the winger can score out there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even see that. They'd just see the ball go out there and be like, oh, gee, he scores try. Like, how easy is that for him? Like, they wouldn't see how the back rowers fixing the half.
Yeah,
and,
how the centre straightened up.
yeah, they
and-
wouldn't have seen all those little things. Like they just see the end result and go, oh,
There are
well.
people who don't know what a block shape is.
Yeah.
A lot of people I'll go, oh yeah, talking about a game. I go, where were they scoring the tries? And they're looking at me. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Our coach knows what a
Like
block
on, a,
shape
on
is.
an,
Oh, the winger.
yeah. Oh, no, he's scoring tries. I go, whereabouts? Like,
Yeah.
I go, there's the middle, there's the edge,
Yeah,
there's the
yeah.
wing, like whereabouts. So you know where the deficiencies are. People are kind of looking at you like, and you forget that some people watch it, but they don't realise that the 4-man turned the shoulders in,
Yeah.
which caused the overlap, or the marker was slow to fill in the line. And especially like Melbourne are the masters at manipulating that, where they catch you, they'll just work you over, and then on the fourth time, they'll get you to turn in and then get you, and you go, they've done that play 4 times, and they'll be getting heckled by people in the crowd and shit. Then all of a sudden they score and go, that's what they were leading up to. Those last 4 shots they had at them down here was to realise to cause that, and that's like with Kotrick when they got him to suck in and you had all that speed, fucking, they backed their pace against the size.
So we had this move. I brought it from seniors down to 16s, and every scrum is just leading for this one move. Every scrum you just run out, drop someone under. That's all we do.
Yeah.
And then once in the game, you drop that guy under, and then once you've dropped him under, you head out for a tail as a lead comes from the centre, runs the lead.
Yeah.
So everyone just thinks, oh yeah, he's running under. 2 defenders usually get interested in him.
And then he throws it
And
out
then
of that.
the centers run the lead for the guy that just dropped him under.
Yeah.
And then he's always getting the ball on the winger, and then it's just a tip.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like if you're just dropping under from the scrum every time,
And there's a guarantee points every time you run it.
it's either one-on-one tackle, doesn't pass it, or you score.
Yeah.
Once these 16-year-olds figured it out, they were just like, oh, let's run him into, and it, like first scrum, like no, like it doesn't.
You're picking your moment.
Yeah.
All those block shapes of Storm run, they run them at the right time.
Yeah.
They work you over before they run them.
Yeah.
Because it's like you even see it in Origin. Like Queensland playing in the wet in Perth a couple of years ago, trying to run double block shapes into corners and that, and then trying to all that shit that worked in dry weather at Suncorp, but it's not going to work in the wet.
Yeah. We fucking, hour and 26 minutes. We want to wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, we best do this. It's Sunday night.
What's the time? Yeah, 9:14. Well, Bucks, thanks for coming on again, mate, and taking the hardware home.
Yeah, no, appreciate it.
Yeah, and Roddy, you want to take it out?
Thanks again to Bucks, the champion, dominated. Glad we could give you some sort of trophy to take home because you missed out a few times, you poor cunt.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No worries, mate.
But with the Scullin wasn't even really close. So,
it
I
was-
don't even think
yeah.
that's your best effort, Bucks. So,
Honestly, I know it wasn't a very prestigious competition, but I was sitting there and I said to me, someone fucking beats me in this. I'm fucking,
you're gonna come back and
I'll come back that day.
I was waiting for someone to at least give it a good nudge, then the more people we know are having a go and go, this is way off. This bloke set the standard. It's like watching the Olympics and the bloke's qualifying for the long jump. He jumps about 8 metres in the first jump and everyone else is going, we're fighting to come for the silver here.
Yeah,
aren't
well,
we?
what we'll do is because we'll do it we'll do it the week before the grand final every time where if the trophy gets handed over. But if anybody gets you during the year, we'll get you back on like that week after just to get it, to
like
just give it out.
the right of reply.
Yeah,
sort of.
Give me
exactly.
1 week to prepare. Just,
Yeah.
Sculling beers every night.
Yeah, just turn into this raging elko just because of that. You're like, I'm not giving this fucking cup back.
Come in 9 deep, so then I can't even feel it.
Your missus is like, it's me or the cup. You're like, well, it's going to cost a lot, but I'm choosing the cup.
Yeah.
Right, here we are. It's time to wrap it up. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to people on YouTube. We're on YouTube this week, are we?
I'll put it up, yeah.
Yeah, nice. We're on YouTube again. Listen to us on the usual sources, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. Watch us on YouTube. Grand final this week. Get out in the community because we can. I was just seeing how with the Melbourne people that even they're still struggling. They can go 25k from home now instead of 5. Yet you can only have fuck all people at a pub. We don't have that here, obviously. Get out amongst it. Watch the footy. AFL's on Saturday night. Support your community. Stay safe. COVID's on the way out. Fingers crossed. Things will be getting better. Origin You got 3 weeks of Origin straight. That's going to be sensational.
And is it week?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And they've got to be in camp like the Sun the Blues, month and a half together. Everyone got to stay together. Like that's it until the end of it, in case they need you. All right. Thanks to all the sponsors, as usual.
Brick Lane, Mates, Maroon Mentality, and Overexertion, and Affordable Trophies, and also go shop at Black Sheep down at Camellia Avenue. Yeah. See our boy James.
All right, everyone take care. Keep being smart in this COVID shit, but get out and enjoy yourself. Make the most of it. Before we know it, it'll be another footy season. This one's just about to end. There'll be another one coming up soon. Remember, don't be a mercenary, and we'll be back next week with the GF show.
Thanks, Bucks.
Thanks, boys.